Ladies, now I know y'all think men don't notice nothing, but trust me, we notice. We may not always say it, but we see it. And today, I'm going to tell you 7 things women have no idea men are paying attention to. See, a lot of women out here think men ain't paying attention to the little stuff. Y'all think we only looking at your hair, your body, your walk, and maybe the way them jeans fit, but no. I mean, yeah, we see all that. Let's not play. But what y'all don't realize is the real grown men, the men that got something going on, they see deeper than that. We watch how you treat people when you think nobody's watching. Let me give you an example. You ever be out on a date with a man and you're all at a restaurant and the waiter come over, he a little slow, maybe he forgets your drink, maybe he gets the order wrong, and you just go off. Snap your fingers, roll your eyes, start talking to him like he's beneath you. Now you might think you're just dealing with a service problem. You might think you're right. But what that man is seeing, he's seen a preview. He's seeing how you might treat him one day if he ever makes a mistake. He's thinking, dang, is that how she talk to folks when she don't get her way? See, we look at how you talk to people you don't need. The doorman, the janitor, the Uber driver, your co-workers. How do you act when the spotlight's not on you? That's where your character shows up. That's when the truth come out. That's when we learn who you really are. And I'll tell you what else. How you treat your own people. That's major. When we hear you on the phone with your mama or your sister or your friend, and you constantly got drama, always arguing, always complaining, girl, we listening. Don't think we not. You up there telling your girl, he better do this, he better do that. And meanwhile, we sitting right next to you thinking, so this is what she really thinks of men? And then there's the way you treat yourself. Yeah, I said it. Because if you don't treat yourself right, how you going to treat somebody else right? If you're always tearing yourself down, always talking negative, always stressed and saying you ain't good enough, baby, that energy shows. And men, we feel it. A real man don't want to have to convince you of your own worth every day. He wants to support you, yes, but he don't have to build you from the ground up because you don't believe in yourself. I remember I went out once, this was years ago, sat across from this beautiful woman. Man, she had everything going. But the whole night, she was rude to the server, talking down on other women, making comments about people who walked by. Just negative, bitter. I said to myself, I don't care how fine she is, that energy, I can't live with that. And I left that table with my appetite still in my stomach and my peace still intact. Now, on the flip side, let me tell you what a man loves to see. He loves to see a woman walk in a room and light it up. Not because she's loud, not because she's trying to be the center of attention, but because she got grace. She's kind to everybody, whether they're wearing a suit or a name tag. She smiles. She says thank you. She listens when people talk. That kind of woman, man, we remember her. It don't matter what kind of makeup you got on or how expensive your shoes are. If you're nasty to people, that cancels everything else out. I don't care how fine you are. Bad energy is louder than beauty. I promise you. The wrong attitude will turn a 10 into a 2 real quick in a grown man's eyes. Ladies, y'all got to understand, men don't always tell you what they think, but we peep in game, we observe, we read the room. Some of us might not say nothing in the moment, but believe me, we taking notes. And the way you treat other people, that's at the top of the page. You ever see a man ghost a woman who looked like a model? Y'all be wondering, why would he walk away from that? Well, maybe she didn't walk like she had a good heart. Maybe she couldn't hold a conversation without throwing somebody under the bus. Maybe you saw how she talked to the barista and thought, I don't want that kind of energy in my house. So if you really want to know what kind of impression you're making, pay attention to how you treat the people you think don't matter. Because to us, that's where your value shines. That's the real you. And if a man is worth anything at all, he's watching, not just with his eyes, with his spirit. And when he sees kindness, when he sees respect and humility and warmth, that's when he starts to think about keeping you. That's when he says to himself, this woman, she's different. Let me tell you something, real ladies. One of the most powerful things a woman can own ain't her car, ain't her bag, and it sure ain't her phone full of followers. It's the way she carries herself. Yeah, how you walk through the world. That says more than anything you could ever post, ever tweet, ever text. See, y'all think men are just looking at your looks. And yeah, we ain't blind. We see the dress, we see the heels, we appreciate all that. But let me tell you what makes us pause. What makes a man really turn his head and pay attention is when a woman walks in a room and you can just tell she knows exactly who she is. That's power, that's presence, that's something money can't buy. You ever seen a woman walk in the room, not say a word, and yet everybody just feels her energy? She ain't doing too much. She's not trying to prove anything. She's just there, and it's enough. That's what I mean by the way you carry yourself. It's in your posture, your walk, the way you sit at the table, the way you make eye contact when you speak. That's silent confidence. Whew, that's louder than any shout. Now here's the thing. You don't got to be the loudest woman in the room to be the most respected. Confidence ain't about volume. It's about certainty. It's about knowing you bring value before anybody else confirms it. It's about believing in your worth before someone validates it. And that belief, that shows in how you carry yourself. You could be wearing jeans and a t-shirt and still look like a queen, simply because you walk with purpose. You speak with clarity. You move like you belong. And I don't mean arrogant. I ain't talking about some I'm better than everybody attitude. No, that's insecurity dressed up. I'm talking about a woman who respects herself so deeply that she ain't got to shrink, she ain't got to flex. She just is. And here's the kicker. The way you carry yourself teaches us how to treat you. When a woman walks like she values herself, men pick up on that real quick. It's like a signal. She ain't got to say, don't play with me. We already know. She don't entertain nonsense. She don't chase. She don't beg. She don't lower her standards to be liked. And trust me, that's the kind of woman that turns boys into men. That's the kind of woman that makes a man level up just to be worthy of standing next to her. On the other hand, when a woman's always second-guessing herself, always trying to get approval, always following the crowd instead of leading with her spirit, men notice that too. And the wrong kind of man will try to take advantage of it. That's why the way you carry yourself ain't just about confidence, it's about protection. When you walk in truth, you repel the fools and attract the real ones. Let me tell you this, and hear me good. Every time you carry yourself with dignity, with grace, with discipline, you're setting the tone for your life. And you're telling the world, this is how I expect to be treated. You don't need to post it, tweet it, or scream it. Just walk like it, move like it. I've seen women in Hollywood, women in church, women at the airport. It don't matter where you are. This applies to every woman. The moment she walks in with confidence, not cockiness, but real, grounded, inner knowing, everybody feels it. She could be 25 or 65. She could be in a power suit or workout clothes. The respect she commands comes from within. And don't think confidence means you got to be flawless. No, confidence is despite the flaws. It's when you've been through hell and you still hold your head up high. It's when you've been lied to, left, overlooked, and you still love yourself. That's real power. That's beauty with roots. You ever wonder why some women get treated like queens without even asking for it? It's because they already crowned themselves long before anybody else noticed. That's what men respond to. Not neediness, not perfection, not drama, but that steady, quiet strength that says, I know who I am, and I know what I deserve. The ladies, carry yourself like you matter, because you do. Walk like you got purpose, even when you're unsure. Talk like your voice has value, even if it shakes. Sit at the table like you belong there, even if it's your first time. Because the truth is, how you carry yourself is your first introduction to the world and your lasting impression. And trust me when I tell you, real men, grown men, they notice. They notice that walk, that presence, that dignity. They don't just see a woman. They see a whole force. Let me tell you something, and ladies, listen close. You'll laugh, oh yeah, we noticed that. And I ain't talking about the fake laugh you use when your girlfriend says something dumb but you don't want to hurt her feelings. I'm talking about that real laugh. That laugh that comes from deep down in your belly. That one that catches you off guard, makes your eyes close, and makes everybody else start laughing just because yours is so contagious. That laugh, we remember it. See, here's what a lot of women don't realize. Your laugh tells us so much more than you think. It tells us about your spirit. It tells us about how easy or hard it's going to be to be around you. Because let's be honest, life ain't perfect. You're going to have bills, problems, traffic, stress, breakups, misunderstandings, days when you don't feel like talking to nobody. And in the middle of all that mess, if you can still laugh, girl, it's powerful. A woman who knows how to laugh at herself, at life, at the moment, that woman is a treasure. See, men are under pressure all the time. We've got to provide, protect, plan, push. We're constantly trying to keep it together, so when we finally come home or we're out on a date or we're on the phone with you after a long day, we don't want more tension, we want peace, we want lightness. And sometimes all it takes is your laugh to remind us that everything's gonna be all right. Now let me get a little real with it. Some of y'all got that pretty little laugh, you know, the one you reserve for public places or Instagram lives. It's soft, polite, calculated, cute. But when you're really into a man, that real laugh starts to come out. That one where you throw your head back, maybe snort a little, maybe lose your breath for a second. Don't be embarrassed about that. That's the good stuff. That's what we fall in love with. We love it because it's real. It ain't rehearsed. It's you. There's something about making a woman laugh that makes a man feel like he just won a trophy. For real. We could have had the worst day. We messed up at work, our truck broke down, our balls tripping, bills due. But if we say something that make you laugh, oh man, that's like medicine to us. That moment right there tells us we still got it. It tells us we still matter. It tells us we brought a little joy to your day. And any man who cares about you wants to feel like he can do that. But it's not just about how you laugh, it's when you laugh. See, a woman who can find a reason to smile when the situation ain't perfect, that's rare. You ever be in the middle of a problem, instead of panicking, instead of yelling, she just laughs and says, well, here we go again. Man, that's strength. That's grace. That's a woman who's learned how to dance in the rain instead of waiting for the storm to pass. Let me give you an example. I was once on a flight, sat next to this older lady. Had to be in her 60s. The plane hit turbulence and everybody started looking nervous. But her, she just laughed and said, well, if this is it, at least I got to see the Grand Canyon yesterday. And I'm sitting there thinking, Lord, give me somebody like her. That kind of woman makes the worst moments feel manageable. She brings levity where most people bring fear. And if you think about it, your laugh ain't just sound, it's a window into your soul. Some women laugh like they've never been hurt. Some laugh like they're trying not to cry. Some laugh like they're remembering joy for the first time in a long time. And whatever kind of laugh it is, a man who's paying attention, he hears all of that. Now, don't get it twisted. Laughter ain't a substitute for communication, for maturity, for real emotional connection. But let me tell you, it's a bridge. It's a balm. It's what helps us get through the rough patches without losing our minds. And if you can share that with somebody, if you can make each other laugh when things get hard, you got something special. So ladies, don't hold back your laugh. Don't try to pretty it up. Don't try to filter it for social media or tame it for appearances. Let it be wild. Let it be loud. Let it be honest. Because that laugh, that might be the exact thing a man needed after a long day. The very thing that makes him realize, yeah, I need her in my life. And here's the thing. Some men will forget what you wore. They might forget what you said on the first date. But that moment when you laughed so hard you had tears in your eyes, that moment stays with us. That's the moment we play back in our minds when we miss you. That's the sound that makes us want to come back home. So if you kind of laugh, use it. It ain't just cute. It ain't just charming. It's healing. It's powerful. And best believe we notice it, we love it, and we remember it. Ladies, let me tell y'all something. You don't even understand the kind of power you hold in just one look. I'm serious. The way you look at a man, that says everything. You ain't even got to open your mouth. Your eyes already told us the story. Now, I know y'all think we don't notice that kind of stuff. Y'all assume men are all about the physical hips, lips, legs. And yeah, we see that. We got eyes. But there's a difference between what we notice and what moves us. And I'll tell you this straight. The way a woman looks at a man, that can stop him in his tracks. That can change a man. You ever seen a woman look at a man with genuine admiration? I'm talking about that look that says, I see you, I appreciate you, I believe in you. Man, that kind of look will carry a man through the worst days of his life. He could be out there battling the world, facing pressure, failure, rejection, all of it. But if he knows he got a woman at home who looks at him like he's capable, like he's valuable, like he's hers, or you just made him 10 feet tall. It ain't about worship. It ain't about boosting his ego. It's about connection. Respect, intimacy, a look that says, you matter here. With me, you're seen. Let me tell you what we don't respond to. Those cold, dismissive, judgmental looks, that you ain't doing enough stare, that I'm tired of explaining myself to you, glare. Now, I ain't saying don't hold a man accountable. Oh, no, we need that. But when the only look we get from you is disappointment or indifference, after a while that chips away at a man. You got to understand, men don't hear love the same way women do. Y'all like words. You like affection. You like action. We do too. But one of the strongest ways a man feels love is through a woman's eyes. When you look at us like we matter, like you still choose us. You ever look at a man when he's not at his best? when he's broke, when he's frustrated, when he's trying, but it ain't working. And instead of looking at him like he's a failure, you look at him like, I still believe in you? Girl, you don't even know what kind of strength that gives a man. That's the kind of look that keeps him going when everything else is falling apart. And let's be real, y'all know how to use those eyes too. You know what I'm talking about. That flirtatious glance across the room, that I'm proud of you smile when he walks in, that little smirk when you know you just made his whole day better with one compliment. Y'all got that power, and when you use it with love, whew, that's a weapon. A soft, beautiful, graceful weapon. And it brings us to our knees. Let me tell you about this woman I saw once at a hotel lobby. Older couple, probably in their 60s. Man walking a little slower, gray hair, but he was still sharp. His wife looked over at him like he was the finest man alive. Just that look, pure love, history, respect, pride. I saw that and I said to myself, that's what it's about right there. Because he might have aged, he might have changed, but to her, he was still the one. That look told him he was still her man. And baby, that's all we ever really want. Now, some of y'all look at your man like he owes you something, like he's constantly on trial. That ain't gonna build nothing. That ain't gonna inspire no growth. That's gonna drive distance. You can't expect a man to give his best when he feels like he's never enough. But when you look at him with that light in your eyes, when you see the man he's trying to be even before he fully gets there, now that will turn a good man into a